Thank you for viewing this Presidiohealth registration tutorial. Today, I'll demonstrate how to register a patient who's new to your facility. Once you've logged into the registration system, click on the Register Patient button. If you're using an ID swipe, swipe the patient's driver's license at this time. The information from the ID should populate the fields. Please note, if the magnetic stripe is corrupt or damaged in any way, the information may not populate. If this is the case, or if the patient does not have an ID, you'll need to enter the patient's information manually. Please note, all fields marked with a red asterisk are required fields. Once you've completed this section, click Next. Now you're at the patient complaint section. You have the option of adding patient complaints. You can add primary and/or secondary, and you can do this in a couple ways. You can place your cursor in the field, and if you know the patient complaint, you can start typing. And based on what you type, it'll filter down to that complaint in the database. Or you can use the alpha index to indicate the patient complaint. When you've located your patient complaint, you double-click, and the green checkbox indicates the complaints are now attached to this registration. At the bottom of this screen, if this happens to be an accident or an injury, you have the option using the drop-down next to the injury flag of indicating what type of injury it was. Also, using the calendar, you can indicate the injury date. If you have the information, you can also enter the patient's primary care physician. Once you've completed this section, click Next, and now you're at the patient's contact section. Using the drop-down, select the contact type. You can enter in the last name, the first name, the relationship to the patient, and the phone number. Click Add. Now this contact is added to this patient's registration. Add as many contacts as you need to. When you've completed this section, click Next. Now you're at the Guarantor and Insurance section. On the left-hand side, you see the checkbox to the left of Guarantor address is same as patient. This is defaulted to be checked. If this is a minor or somebody who is not their own guarantor, deselect this box. And you can also click the drop-down to select the relation to the guarantor. If it's a minor, sibling, parent, whatever you choose, you'll be able to enter in all of the information. We're going to set this back to self. On the right-hand side, the insurance section. The primary insurance field always defaults to self-pay until it's changed by the registrar. You can click the drop-down arrow to see the insurance pick list. You can scroll through the pick list, and as you do, you may notice some insurances are in bold and some are not. If the insurance is in bold, this tells you that the insurance benefits can be checked electronically through Presidiohealth. If the insurance is not in bold, you will need to perform insurance eligibility validation using a different method. Or if you know the insurance name, you can simply start typing the insurance here. Once you've located it, click. You can enter the policy number, group name, any information that you have. Down at the bottom, if the insured is the same as guarantor, you can click that box. It makes these fields where you cannot change them. If there is a different policyholder, you can enter that information here. You can select if it's a spouse, and you would enter the relationship to the insured here. Once you have completed this section, click Finish. You'll be presented with a pop-up to print face sheets and to print labels. To do so, you just click on each link. And please note, if you edit the registration, which does happen from time to time, make sure to print a new face sheet and print a new set of labels so that it replaces the existing ones if you had already printed those.